Hey, what up? Lazy here as always. In this episode, we're back on Forza Horizon 5 and we're here with the Toyota MR2 SC. And this is a subscriber requested drift build. So let's jump in and get this video started. Okay, so with this build, I really want to use the stock engine. It is supercharged and fully maxed out. It only makes 296 foot-pounds of torque, which in perspective of Forza, that's really low and it's really hard to get the rear wheels spinning. So I'm going to leave the stock engine in it. I'm going to leave it rear wheel drive, but I am going to swap out the supercharger to a turbo. That'll give us a lot more torque and a lot more horsepower. Alright, jumping into here for the front bar, I'm going to leave that stock. And for the wing, I'm going to leave that stock as well. We don't really need aero on this. Alright, for the tyre compound, I'm going to leave that stock. For the tyre width, I'm going to leave that stock at a 185 all round. For the rims, I'm going to leave that as a 14 all around as well. Yep, for the rims, I want to go with a set of Works. Where are they? They're in here. There they are, Work Equip 03s. They work really nicely with this car. And we'll bring the track width all the way out in the front and in the rear. Cool. Now we can jump into here. I'm definitely going with an upgraded clutch. And I'm going to chuck in a sport transmission because we definitely will need to be adjusting the final drive ratio. I'm going to leave the stock drive shaft in it. And I'm going to chuck in a drift diff. Yep, right there, sold. Awesome. Now jumping into here, definitely going to need a brake upgrade and drift suspension. Look at that, that looks really cool. We'll max out the sway bars in the front and in the rear. No cage, and we'll chuck the weight reduction on now. Awesome, so there is that done. Now, as for the engine, I'm just going to go through and completely max it out. So in the end, we're going to be running 395 horsepower and 336 foot-pounds, which will get this thing moving really nicely. So just continue going through, putting everything on. We'll get our final numbers to make sure it is what I said it is when we put the flywheel on. Yep, definitely need the oil cooling and flywheel. Here we go, 395, 336, and 2,157 pounds, which is spot on. That's really light. Cool, so there is the build done. The paint is also done. Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, all that awesome stuff. It's much appreciated. Cheers. Now let's drop in a tune. Okay, so for this tune, this car's going to need a lot of help to get it to slide. So I'm going to bring the rear tire pressure up to 40, and I'm going to leave the front alone. Alright, so for the gearing, I'm going to bring the final drive to a 373. That should give us a little bit more acceleration and wheel speed. And it puts fourth in a nice spot. Alright, so for the alignment, I'm going to put 3.5 negative in the front and 2.5 negative in the rear. Yep, and 0.2 toe out in the rear. As for the rest of the suspension, I'm going to go through and bring the front up to roughly where the rear is to make it a little bit more solid. Also, if you want to download this tune, the share code is at the bottom of the screen. So we'll just bring it up a little bit. We don't want it to go past the rear. Yep, right there should do it. There's no aero. For the brakes, I'm going to go my usual 30, 140. Went past it right there. Back, sold. And we'll lock the diff. Done. Don't have to take any deceleration out or anything. Cool, so there is the tune done. Now let's give this thing a rip. Nice. So there we go. Almost 1.1 mil. And I was driving this thing to its absolute limit. I don't think it could get any more than maybe another 1 or 2,000 points. But that's about it. Overall, pretty solid little car. But that's it for the video for today. Thanks for watching. Stay safe and I'll catch you next time. Laters.